Welcome in, Just Talk Sports. Here is our sports top headlines for your Cincinnati Bengals preview show tomorrow. Here at East Rutherford, New Jersey, New York Jets quarterback Zach Wilson suffered perhaps the most humiliating game of his NFL career. He was booed Thursday night if you watched the game on Amazon Prime. MetLife Stadium replaced by former practice squad Chris Streveler in a 19-3 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Womp, 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 womp. Next.
Whoa!
Browns' Jack Conklin reached a 4-year deal of a $60 million extension. They're talking about the right tackle. 4 years, $60 million. That includes $31 million fully guaranteed, as agent Drew Rosenhaus told ESPN's Adam Schefter today. Conklin, who's only 28 years old, suffered through a tough season of injuries in 2021, most notably a torn patellar tendon, before taking a pay cut and restructuring his deal. So now he's got a good structured deal, $60 million. $31 million of that guaranteed. Next.
Whoa!
Giants signing Michael Conforto, reuniting Taylor Rogers with his twin. The San Francisco Giants made a pair of additions Friday, signing outfielder Michael Conforto to a 2-year, $36 million contract and a left-handed reliever Taylor Rogers to a 3-year, $33 million deal. Conforto's contract includes an opt-out after the 2023 season, sources told Buster Olney. Conforto's joining the Giants after missing the 2022 season following an April shoulder injury. Hope you enjoyed that top headlines in the sports world there, but here we go. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the New England Patriots, and it's not the New England Patriots of old. Good old Tom Brady's down there in Tampa Bay. But anyways, Bill Belichick hasn't done very well, and hopefully they don't. I really like Belichick, since it's kind of not a dynasty anymore. So he was a pretty good coach. I like the way he acted and all that stuff and his attitude. But here we go. Let's take a look at some stats and facts here. That's what I'm all about. Patriots have won 7 straight at home against the Bengals, scoring 35-plus points in the last 4 of those. They're the first team to score 35-plus points in 4 straight home games against an opponent since the 49ers did so, and 5 straight against the Falcons back in 92-96. That's a stat for you. Last week marked the first time in franchise history the Patriots rushed for 200-plus yards and had no more than 1 turnover, and yet lost the game. Had been 41-0 previously, including playoffs. The 1 turnover was the lateral on the final play that was returned for the winning score against the Raiders. That was a stupid bonehead play. Anyway, Mac Jones has completed 76.7% of his passes in the first quarter over his career, the highest by any quarterback in any quarter over the last 30 years. Minimum 150 attempts. The Bengals have scored 183 points during their 6-game winning streak, the most points they have ever scored during a 6-0 stretch in a single season. The Burrow Bengals, baby. The Bengals have outscored their opponents by 70 points in the second half of the games this season, the second best in the NFL. Who's number 1? The Cowboys at plus 91. Joe Burrow is on pace to be the first NFL player in history to have 10,000-plus passing yards and a 100-plus passer rating over his first 3 seasons in the league. Joe Burrow. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I think the Patriots are going to win this, but we're going to get to that here in a second. All right. It's going to be in Foxborough. North leading the Bengals visit struggling Patriots. So Cincinnati is 10-4. Enters Saturday's game on a 6-game winning streak. We already talked about that. New England's only 7-7 and has lost 3 of its last 4 games and entered the week 1 game outside the final AFC playoff spot. Now, if Cincinnati wins out and the Kansas City Chiefs lose 1 game, I said this last week, Cincinnati will be the number 1 seed in the AFC and get a first-round bye, and they play Buffalo next week. So you don't want to be looking past this New England Patriots team up in Foxborough with the chills and the burr, and it's cold here too at negative 30 degrees, negative 33 degrees this morning, wind chill. But the Patriots have won 3 straight meetings with the Bengals in 8 of the last 10. So you got to watch out for that. Devin McCourty, quote, "You want to make the playoffs. You've got to beat 3 playoff teams." That was the Patriots safety. Bouncing back, receiver Jacoby Myers took responsibility for his mistake in the closing seconds of the Patriots' loss to the Raiders last week when he lateraled attempt at Mac Jones was grabbing by Chandler Jones, who ran for the winning touchdown. Whoops. No. The Bengals didn't take any chances with the snowstorm forecast to hit Ohio and the surrounding states, so they left early to get up in New England. Now the Bengals will be without at least one of their two premier pass rushers. Defensive end Sam Hubbard was ruled out with a calf injury. So if you have Sam Hubbard, you better start somebody else in fantasy. Suffered in a calf injury during the last week in Tampa Bay. He was seen after the Buccaneers game wearing a boot on his left ankle and may miss a couple of weeks. Now, defensive end Trey Hendrickson was unavailable against Tampa Bay and began this week limited. So we don't know what's going to happen. And the cornerback's depth has also taken a hit. The Bengals' best corner, Chidobe Awuzie, tore his ACL earlier this season. Mike Hilton with the knee and Jalen Davis with a thumb were out last week. Rookie Cam Taylor-Britt, who started at corner against Tampa Bay, had to leave the game with a shoulder injury. So we've got a lot of injuries in the defensive back in the corner position. Not good. And then on the defensive end, Sam Hubbard's out. So that's going to be a depleted defense at best for the Nasty Natty. Up in Foxborough, 16 degrees at kickoff. Cincinnati's favored by 3, over under 41.5. Give me the Nasty Natty up in Foxborough and Gillette Stadium. Bill Belichick, sorry, you're going to get another L. Cincinnati's going to run the freaking table. They already clinched the division, or they already clinched the playoffs, and they need to win out and had a Kansas City loss to get the first round bye. Cincinnati by at least 6. Over under is over on the 41.5. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the wagers.